Hey everybody, how's everybody doing today in Guitar World? I hope you're doing well. So I wanted to keep clarifying the 150 major chord types that I started last week because it is maybe a difficult concept for some people to understand. And if you've been locked into playing your major chords in maybe just 2 or 3 different spots on the guitar, this might sound kind of crazy or, really foreign to you. And it may be something that is hard to grasp, but it's something that will really elevate your playing, especially if you're improvising and you're jamming and you're playing in whatever major key and you just don't know where to go. You just don't know how to fill in and play, pieces of a major chord or partial parts of the chord to sound unique and add color, different flavor. I started with this chart last week, and obviously there's a whole lot of staffs and dots and everything on here, and you can see every one of these lines here, every one of them is a different major chord. Now, this is like I said, there's 150 or more. It might be even a little less, a little more. But the staff, as you can see, it's broken down into 3 pages, but it's 3 pages because we're concentrating on, most of the time, 4 notes that we're playing for a major sound. And we're utilizing, the first page is for your strings of E, B, G, and D. I'm sorry if I had that upside down. The first page is for E, B, G, and D, and then the next page is for the 4 middle strings, and then the next page with another 50 or so, which I'll show you, is for the top strings, okay? So if you look at this, just look at, the top line. It's going to actually tell you what notes are here, and we're above the scale because the first page, a lot of the chords is going to be up around the 12th fret. Now, this is actually all about F major, okay? So, if we're talking about the high strings, E, B, G, and D, okay, the notes are above the scale. And again, if you need a lesson on reading music or reading notes on the scale, because you need that for this chart, and I can make this chart available to anybody that wants it, okay? When it has the notes above the scale, you're going to be up above the 12th fret. When the notes kind of start coming down into the middle of the staff, then you're going to be down lower on the neck, maybe around the 5th fret, or maybe around the 8th fret, okay? And every one of these gives you the 4 notes. And I'm just going to read you a couple of them here. The first pattern has a root, a third, a sixth, and a ninth. The next pattern has a root, the third, the fifth, and the ninth. And if I keep going down the line, every one is going to have 4 different permutations of a major chord, okay? Meaning that it may add in the second, a fourth, a sixth, a 9, 11, and so forth. When we get to the second page, like I said, it's more of the middle strings, okay? Your A, D, G, and B. So the notes are going to be more inside the staff, and you're going to be more likely around the 5th fret for these F major positions. If I go to the final one, oops, wrong one. Where did that go? Hold on. The final one is right here. And it's G, D, A, and E strings, okay? And that means that we're going to start going below the scale, okay? We're going to be going, see what I mean? Now we're below the staff because now we're going to be down in the 1st fret of your guitar, showing you all of the different types of major chords for F that can be played with all of the notes in the major scale, including going up to 9 and 11 and so forth. So these patterns here are going to show you 150 in that range of ways to play F major, and then you can move it and transpose it to any other key. It's a very valuable thing to have. Probably hardly any people really know about it unless they're taking lessons. I had a teacher a while back studying some jazz, and this was one of the lessons that he gave me. Just like when you're playing seeing dominant seventh chords, there's a lot of substitution chords you can use that'll sound good along with, the bass player that you're playing with, and, maybe another guitar player, that they'll blend. This is kind of the same thing. Instead of having to play a dominant seventh chord and maybe do a flat 5 or a sharp 9, now you're doing major chords that aren't just the 1, 3, and 5, the 3 notes to make it up. We're giving you, most of the time, 4 notes, and sometimes it might be duplicate of the same note, maybe the same root, but you're even getting chordal patterns that don't even utilize the root, but still have that major chord sound. So that was it, just another kind of refresher on what we started last week. We can make this available for you for a small fee. All you have to do is let me know, and it'll be emailed to you. Private lessons are available. Keep coming back, watching my over 400 videos on YouTube and TikTok. And if you feel like you want to give a tip, we can work that out. Can't wait to do my next video, and we'll see you in the future. Take care. Bye.